All right, you guys, welcome back to part 2. So before you start listening to part 2, hop on over and listen to part 1. So you've got a 10-card Celtic spread going on here, of which I am starting with card number 5. So we'll be looking at the past influences, that which is ending in this situation with a Knight of Wands who has deliberately and strategically postponed an opportunity to transform into an emperor, and instead he has gone out, partied, making the money, seeking pleasures, possibly with a karmic, and then realizing that this isn't what I consider home. I'm not finding this fulfilling. He's thinking the party is almost over. Let's get into the rest of this reading, Virgos. Alright, Virgo, so let's get right into it. Number 5, past influence, that which is ending for this Knight of Wands. And I have pulled the King of Swords. And as you can see, this King of Swords has got a jester hat on. This is a time in his life when the tables may have gotten turned upside down. His thoughts are no longer lingering on the past, though. He doesn't feel the need to think about what he has already done, implying he has made mistakes that have come back to bite him in the ass. The tables have turned on this character, but he's not focusing on that, which is smart. It does us no good to focus on the past. This king has overcome these hardships. I clarified this King of Swords with the wheel in reverse. So that which is ending is that this character receive some karma or maybe some misfortune due to his actions as a Knight of Wands, as that player energy, and may have gotten him into some trouble. Whatever this knight did, the repercussions of it having come back around and bite him in the ass, he's learned a lesson, and now he's upgraded to the King of Swords. So we see an evolvement, a transition from the Hangman, Divine Masculine Energy, to the Knight of Wands, to the King of Swords. You've got to watch this king, though, okay? He has a poker face, meaning you can't tell how he feels or what he's thinking by looking at his facial expressions. So the King of Swords is normally the king of truth. What he says is what he means. But when he makes a decision, it has nothing to do with his emotions. He's very good at bearing them down deep and making a logical decision based on what he sees the reality in front of him. Now, he may take off this clown mask. He may be revealing more about himself, but this is saying that he still does have a poker face. He doesn't need the mask to be able to hide his emotions because his poker face is so good. So this would be a character who is very good at not displaying any emotions. For instance, if you were to surprisingly see somebody that you hadn't seen in a while, you would look at this person's face and would not even be able to tell if there was any happiness or joy or excitement about bumping into this person. This person would be stone-faced. Like, you could not get a reading off them. All right, so let's keep going, Virgos. We've got number 6 card position is the future influence, that which is just beginning. I've got the 3 of Pentacles clarified by the World in reverse. So look at all that major arcana. We just had the Wheel, now we have the World, and also the High Priestess in reverse. So in the future, this king wants to collaborate, possibly with several people to combine their efforts in achieving something. That this collaboration is actually just beginning. There has been delays in the past or some unfinished business, and there is a need to follow through with something. The Divine Feminine High Priestess energy is this king. staying silent about what is beginning and keeping it a secret. He's not advertising what he plans to do. Now, we saw before that his friends possibly had some jealousy, so there is some people that are aware of his plans, but maybe just not everybody. So that which is just beginning is this collaboration, this wanting to go in and follow through on something that there's been some unfinished business, some delays. And the Hangman itself is about unfinished business also. And they're being silent about it. They're keeping it to themselves. They're not out advertising what their plans are. And again, we really don't see any cards of action as of yet. This seems to be all the internal process of what this Knight of Wands, now a king, has gone through. So he was the Knight of Wands player energy. We see the whole story of how he's kind of acting and behaving. He's always had that opportunity to become an emperor, but whether he didn't feel he was ready or wanting to sow his royal oats and have a time party with his friends and maybe have some accomplishments, he chose not to step up into emperor mode and take this action instead. But now it seems like what's just beginning is that his plans seem to be changing. He seems to be up to something. So let's take a look at number 7. This is the suggested approach for this king. And I have got the Fool card again. This is the second time. I've gotten the Hangman twice. I've gotten the Fool card twice. And I've got the Six of Wands twice. You guys, this is all reinforcing energy about the story. When you get cards that clarify cards and you get duplicates, that really is very deliberate messages from the universe. And the Fool is clarified by the Hermit in the Light Seers deck. Now, the Hermit is Virgo energy. So let's take a look at this card here. Let's take a look at what we've got, if I can find it. We've got this Fool. He's got his bags packed. His suitcase isn't even closed. So obviously he made a hasty decision. He threw a bunch of shit in his suitcase. He's at the airport. He's actually missing one of his chucks. That's hysterical. His pants are ripped up. He looks rough. He's coming in rough. This looks like he partied all night long, and this is the morning after, and he's making a move. This is like the walk of shame. He's got his bags packed, and he is traveling somewhere. Now we have an action card. But this is a suggested approach for this king. So this is the universe saying, be the Fool. You may be discombobulated. You may only be wearing one shoe. You're proudly wearing your jester's hat. You've been a fool in the past. But he is headed somewhere, and he does not care if he looks like the Fool. The universe says, I don't give a shit what you look like. This is your bed. Now you gotta lie in it. I don't care how you get there. I don't care how torn up you are. I don't care what you've been through. The universe says that there's a situation that you have not made right, a situation that has been not balanced, and it looks like he could be heading straight towards a Virgo. That's the Hermit card. That's Virgo. All right, so that's the suggested approach. This is what the universe is telling him to do. Be the Fool. Go see your Virgo. Can't make this shit up if I tried. All right, you guys, number 8. What's the universe have to say about this situation? That was the approach. What's the universe think about this? And I've got the Six of Cups clarified by the Devil in the reverse. And if we look at this Six of Cups, we have got a very elegant and dignified divine feminine. She's sitting alone at a table that is set for 6. This card symbolizes that she is looking for a deep relationship, such as a soulmate or a twin flame relationship. She doesn't like shallow or inauthentic. The people that she allows to come into her energy, that come into her world, they need to offer her something deep, because she will not accept anything inauthentic or shallow. That's not where she is. She's looking for a deep, passionate experience with somebody. And it looks to me as she's sitting here alone. She's the only one at the table. And if she can't have what she wants, if she doesn't get this deeply opened, connected relationship, she's just going to happily dine by herself. She is perfectly okay with going out to dinner, taking herself on a nice little date, Nobody else shows up for her party. She doesn't care. Why? Because she has healed feeling ostracized from the group. Maybe this is a wound that this divine feminine carried for a while, that she felt like she wasn't part of a group, and that was a wounding for her, an abandonment wounding. So feeling ostracized is abandonment. And I just want to make a side note here, you guys. In a twin flame connection, you know how you mirror each other's energies. Well, we saw, even up to this point, that we had a divine masculine who was part of a group probably because he didn't want to feel ostracized. Okay? So that's an abandonment wound. That's sticking close to a certain group of people because that's kind of where you feel safe, because if you go elsewhere, you might feel ostracized. And then you have a divine feminine that is no longer feeling ostracized, which could have been one of her core wounds in the past. She has stepped out of that. So when one twin heals a wound, it reflects on the other twin. They mirror each other back. As one twin levels up and clears, the other twin gets that energy and is able to level up and clear. So I just thought that was an interesting side note that we had being ostracized come up twice. And my Awakening from the Haze playlist, I am working on a podcast about feeling ostracized and having that be one of the 3 core wounds that we are all dealing with as a spiritual energetic being having a human experience. Most twin flames, most humans have abandonment, rejection, and low self-worth as their core 3 wounds that they need to heal in order to step into their energetic power. She knows that she is the main event. She's got confidence. She knows that everybody is coming to see her as she sits there and confidently waits for others to arrive. So this divine feminine says, I'm not going to worry about not being part of a group, because I understand that my light shines so bright that I'm going to create my own group. And the energies that I draw to myself are going to be those deeply seated, connected, intimate relationships. I won't accept anything less. Bygones to those other groups. I'm perfectly fine being myself. I don't feel ostracized anymore. This is what she's saying. But there is kind of like a sense of suspense, like her intuition is ding, ding, dinging, telling her that something is on the horizon. This DF is waiting patiently, but she'll enjoy herself either way, regardless of who shows up. Why? Because she has dignity, she is elegant, she has standards, and she knows her self-worth. Period. She's a badass. Look at her. And she knows it too. All right, Virgos. I wanted to remind you that if you leave a peace sign in the comment section of any of my readings, once a week I'm going to pick a subscriber. It's free to enter. All you have to do is subscribe and leave a peace sign, and I'll be doing a free reading that I'll upload once a week for one of you beautiful subscribers. So number 9, you guys, we're getting down here. The hopes and fears of this knight who turned King of Swords, who the universe says you need to go act a fool, because they postponed stepping into their emperor mode to make money and party with their friends. Possibly decided that they were going to have a relationship with a karmic, leaving things in suspense because maybe they were acting stubborn. So in this situation, though, we see that, you know, what comes around goes around, that this character karmically reaped what they had sown. It showed in the beginning that the tables had been turned, meaning he got back karmically what he gave out. And the 9 of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands, you know, that's the card of creativity. That's the aha moment. And this character, after kind of getting bit in the ass, it looks like, we're asking what his hopes and fears are. And we've got the 9 of Pentacles. The way these people are obtaining money, it says, seems less than honorable. All right, let's take a look at this card. So you've got 2 gentlemen sitting here. They've got all their cashish on the table. You see some people in the background in an office, and this one character has one of the coins, and he's kind of hiding it under the table, all right? Remember that word, under the table. So it says, the way these people are obtaining money seems less than honorable, possibly even illegal. Maybe they're evading taxes. Maybe they're taking money off the top. So we ask, what's a fear or hope of this king? This looks like this is one of their fears. That trust has been broken between this group of people. While someone wasn't looking, the other one took and hid money or kept shares of the money unfairly. Greedy behavior, not sharing amongst the group. So someone in the group seems to be swiping off the top. This king thought that they were on the same side and everybody was on the same team. So he assumed the people that he was around would never screw him over. They would never steal from him. They never take from him. But this happened very unexpectedly for this king. Now having a fear of getting caught or getting in trouble because they may have done something illegal that could come back and bite him in the ass. But ultimately, this knight has a fear of trusting others because he has been proven wrong again and again, even with friends that he has considered trustworthy. And you guys, who hasn't been there? Who hasn't been screwed over by a friend that you thought had your back 24/7? Especially in the last 3 years, as everybody has. So others have let him down, and now he feels like he can't count on anyone. And we look at this, and this is an abandonment wound. He's with this group of people. He's seeing things more or less that don't align, maybe with his values, his standards of integrity and honor. But feeling ostracized from this group, leaving this group, is an abandonment wound that we need to heal. So maybe he has stuck in this group longer than he should because he didn't want to feel ostracized. And it looks like that he's seeing some sketchy behavior on the part of some individuals. So this king, he is hoping he can create something in the physical. He's hopeful that he can have a very passionate new beginning, possibly spark a love interest. The universe says for him to act the fool, head out somewhere, go get your divine feminine, who he knows now will only accept deep, not shallow connections in her life. This could be the Six of Cups divine feminine that is sitting at that table waiting. The Six of Cups is a soulmate or a twin flame card. So this divine feminine that has no problem stepping out and not being part of a group that possibly had been waiting for this waiting for this King of Swords to step into his power and become the emperor that he is. We've got that this is his hope. So we had the fear is about the situation of getting in trouble, something to do financially with a group of friends. But the hope is that he can have a passionate new beginning with a soulmate. Very interesting, you guys. Oh my gosh, this is so cool how this is coming out. All right, so number 10, the outcome, the key, the result. I've got the Six of Pentacles, and that is clarified by the King of Swords and the Star in the reverse. Now we've had the Six of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. So we've got the number 666. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ooh, double number. That is not true. The meaning that people have put on this number 666 has been greatly misunderstood. This spiritual meaning of 666 is an encouragement to refocus. Seeing 666 tells you to pay closer attention to any fixation you currently have on any earthly problems or details. So this is the universe telling this person, we've got 3 cards of 666. The outcome, the key, or the result of just those 3 numbers is, you may have been focused on the pentacles. You may have been focused on prestige, fame, going out there, socializing, having a good time. Maybe it's time and the universe is encouraging this person to refocus. Are they looking at things spiritually? Or is their abundance all about what they can accumulate in the physical world, having a good time, partying, making money? So I think this universe is kind of just bringing this to our attention. The Six of Pentacles is a card of wanting to equally give and take. This is you scratch my back, I scratch yours. And you see this individual, this guy, He's excited about this endeavor in the physical, about the career, the wealth, or the Benjamins, or because of his choices. This is where he's been out. The outcome key of result of not stepping forward into emperor mode is that, okay, yep, you put your attention here, you've got some results. But this is someone egging him on to take a chance, take a risk. Someone may be using sweet words, trying to convince this King of Swords to make a move, but they have an ulterior motive. He may be being manipulated. If the king accepts this offer, if he goes all in whatever this physical realm is, he may be involved in something he might need to be careful of. Something possibly even illegal. So again, we've got this weird situation about money, about the pentacles, about obtaining money, but maybe doing it in what seems like a less honorable way, or maybe evading taxes. I don't know. There seems to be some risk involved here that keeps popping up, and this is a fear of this King of Swords. The universe says expecting sudden wealth, gaining money or income unjustly and without working diligently for it. If this blows up, this king will have a very hard time landing on his feet. You get caught up in tax evasion, or you get caught up in any of those financial woes, they can really make your life a living hell, especially if you're starting a new business. If you're making money under the table, that could bite you in the ass. So we clarified, right, this Six of Pentacles with the King of Swords and the Star in reverse. We know the King of Swords is the King of Truth. He says what he means, and he means what he says. He's straightforward and honest. Once again, he makes decision based on logic and what he can see directly in front of him. And this king sitting here may have a very hard time giving to something that is too risky or even possibly illegal. So he's thinking about this from a flat out reality-based point of view. Does this have sustainable results? Does this align with me? Is this my truth? And we've got the Star card in the reverse, and the Star only comes after a tower, an event that changes everything. Our fears and beliefs that we spin around in our head are kept in the tower. When the tower falls, we are released from those fears and belief system that kept us in this self-imposed prison. So the outcome, the result, the key of this Knight of Wands turned King of Swords twice. Universe is saying be a fool. You've postponed becoming an emperor. You've postponed stepping into your divine masculine emperor mode because you went out, you had some fun, you partied. You got a karmic in this situation. Sorry, trigger warning. Again, this is just a story. These are just energies. But the universe is saying that maybe it's time to refocus our energies and having a tower moment about this entire situation, all right? If this knight sits back and looks at his behavior, even of these past 10 cards of what we saw this King of Swords going through, this brings this character to a tower. So our Shaman Dreams Love Oracle started off this reading with opportunity and transformation. The cat or pillar is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get a better, different result. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing with the same thinking and the same behavior and hoping for a different outcome. This has been one of my main slogans of my life. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And this is the universe saying to this character, this King of Swords, it's time to break away from those habitual responses. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Don't wait for an invitation to be the fool, the universe says. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change. So if you want to transform something with a soulmate, which we saw that, she was sitting there waiting. She's good. She's in her own energy. She's not having any issues. She's doing her own thing. She's got expectations and self-worth of what she's looking for. This deeply connected, intimate relationship is all she wants. But we see how this character kind of paused. maybe took some time, to kind of get his bearings. It says that sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. I always say no response is a response. If you stand stock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. All right, so they put themselves in this hangman stuck energy. They stood still, kind of had a freeing moment in time. They didn't respond to the universe's request to step into this emperor mode, this opportunity. So the caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your action is as essential as finding the best move to make. And when you do act, there will be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. This is really, really interesting. At any point, he could have moved forward and stepped into the full emperor mode, but instead, he chose to go after the money, the prestige, the fame, the partying, the socializing, the player energy, getting involved with the redhead karmic that later on the entire situation came back to bite him in the ass. All right, Virgo, so if you enjoyed this reading, I have to say this was a very interesting one. I'm so happy that you joined me today and you brought your wonderful, loving energy to this community. By liking, sharing, subscribing, that allows this channel to grow, and these encouraging messages can get to more beautiful souls. So I appreciate that so much, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed, abundant day. We'll see you at your next reading. Where Virgo, I think we're going to have to keep following this energy of this King of Swords and check in and see what he's up to. Peace.